So I thought I'd give my first impressions of my Himalayan. It's a 2021 model. I think I got a pretty good deal on it. Paid 3,000 US dollars for it. Had 1,500 miles on it. Basically all stock, aftermarket handlebars. I went ahead and I put the Givy tank or engine guards on it. That's pretty much about all I've done, other than a few other things. ABS brake switch I put on. That I was very happy to have today when I was doing some off-road. On the road with the ABS on, came into a corner and there was some dust, sand, and gravel on the road, and that ABS just about pitched me into the guardrail. I was not happy with the brakes turning on and off when you're trying to control skid. So anyways, happy to have that, be using that for sure. How do I feel about the bike? Overall, it's a decent bike for the money. You get above 55, it's very buzzy. I wouldn't think I'd want to spend a whole lot of time there, but the reason I got it is just exploring back roads like I did today. I did about 90 miles today, about 3 hours in the saddle with just like a minute here and there, just getting off and looking around at stuff. So comfort wise, not too bad. Seat, my butt sore after the end of that, but it wasn't horrible. I'm sure if I would have taken a few more breaks and moved around it, it would have been fine for even longer. Thing loves hills, chugs up the hills like nothing. That's pretty awesome. I really do think that's a nice feature of this thing, is the way it can just chug up hills. Feels a little heavy. I mean, it is a heavy bike, and you can feel it, but the balance is very good on it. Slow speed, it's easy control, tracks well. Not a fan of these stock tires on it, but I mean, they did okay. Didn't air down for anything I did off-road, and they did all right. A little squirrely, but that's to be expected with the type of tires that they are. Other thoughts on it? Again, thought it was a little heavier than what I kind of expected. A lot of people say it feels nimble. I don't know that I'd say nimble, but again, I'd say it's well balanced in the way that it handles. I came off of, I've had many different types of bikes. Started out the whole cruiser and crotch rocket type stuff. Then got into the dual sport with a KLR 650. I've had a DRZ 400. I've had a DR 650. I've had a Husqvarna TE 310. I've had even a gas XC 200. I've had a Gen 1 V-Strom and a Gen 2 V-Strom. WR 250 was the last bike I have, so that's my most recent bike that I've had. It's been about 3 years since I've actually been on a motorcycle. I sold the WR because I wasn't spending too much time on it and didn't like the idea that it was just sitting around, so I got rid of it. So that's my last comparison, is the WR compared to this, and it's two different bikes for sure. WR was felt very light. It was tall, but it felt very light. Easy to maneuver, anything off-road. On-road, you know, it'd be what you expect. Smaller bike on the road. I don't remember it being as buzzy as this one at higher speeds, but again, it's been 3 years, so it's hard to recall something like that. Maybe it's something I got used to if it was like that. Going back to the seat height, with the low seat height net, this is very nice. A couple of times I had to get the bike turned around, and it was, you know, it was an easy thing to do, to be able to just put feet down and spin the bike around quickly and easily. So I did like that. There's a couple of spots where it did get a little squirrely, and you know, having the ability to just easily dab a foot if you need to, from the seat height that it is, that was helpful. That's a definite benefit on these. So I can't think of much else right now. I'm out here at my place running through the trails in the woods. Thought I'd give it a good rip on some good off-road type stuff, see how it does. Again, not expecting WR 250 type of an experience, but I think it'll be all right. I think it'll be a bike that I'll get happy with the more I ride it. I think it'll fit my needs right now, where it's more of just exploring and doing back roads and unmaintained type roads with a little bit of wood stuff here and there. do I miss the WR250 or a bike like that? Sure, I would, but the amount of times that I would use it for what I would use it for, it's, it wasn't worth just keeping around, shut up in the garage collecting dust. So we'll see how this does. Again, price point that I picked it up for with the miles that's on it, I'm hoping to get many miles out of it, and they seem to be a fairly reliable motorcycle, and without really too many issues. And again, with this being a 2021, it's a little bit later in the generation. Maybe get a look at the 450s at some point. Maybe if they come down, some used ones hit the market here in a few years, might be interested in checking out. Again, my idea is trying to keep the price down, just depending on how much I continue to be able to get out and ride. We have a Jeep that we get out more often because my wife likes to get out on that, so it makes it fun to spend time with her, and the two of us get out and about. Still enjoy my solo time out on a motorcycle, but we do a good bit of just back roads on the Jeep. That was another reason for something like this, was to explore and find some roads like that. It's much quicker on something like that I can map routes out in that manner, and then we could go back and enjoy the day just out in the Jeep. So anyways, that's I guess my first impressions on this. First time on first time on the ride, on the road and on the trails with it. So in summary, decent bike, happy with what I bought, especially since what I paid for it, and we'll see how it continues to go. I'll maybe touch up with everybody in a future update and let everybody know how I'm continuing to enjoy it as I use it more. All right, thank you. One more thing to add, I want to put on this. I did a water crossing in this, and it was way deeper than what I thought. Literally, the water was to the bottom of the tank. It chugged through it. I was really surprised. Of course, I'm going to make sure I didn't get water in anywhere that it shouldn't have been, but it chugged through it without any problem. I just stayed on the power and went right through it. So not something I'd want to do again necessarily, but it did do that surprisingly well, and held its line through the water. So just a little small addition to the previous information I mentioned. Thanks.